it's Katie. Welcome to day 30 of Breast Health Awareness Month. And today I'm going to circle back to the second thing on my 7 simple steps to a healthier you, which is about eating clean food. Because I've covered this so many times in the past, but I realized I haven't touched on it on the last 30 days, and it's super critical. I was reminded about it because I will post below, if you haven't seen, an article that the Food Revolution Network posted about the dangers of GMOs. GMO stands for genetically modified organisms. It's not a new article. It was published in 2018. But it's a former Monsanto engineer coming out about his lifelong service to genetically modifying plants and vegetables, specifically in his case potatoes, and the dangers involved with that, and how in the end you don't get a better product, you actually get an inferior product that has some serious consequences, right? So we've always been told that genetically modifying, that GMOs are good, that they're going to save the world, they're going to feed the world. But I love the quote that he says, which is, anyone who is pro-science should understand that science is meant to study nature, not to modify it, and certainly not to predict, in the face of strong evidence, the absence of unintended effects. Well, you have to read the whole article. It's kind of like a whistleblower article, but it's pretty intense. And there is mounting and mounting research on how, say, we have so much genetically GMO corn in this country and soy, and they're finding that you don't get the same nutrients, you don't get, like, so, you know, the benefits are things like, I've often talked about the Arctic apple, which was a GMO apple that was created so that it does not turn brown. Now, browning is something that an apple does when exposed, like when the bare skin is exposed to air and whatnot, it starts to rot. So the fact that it's turning brown is a signal to us that don't eat that apple, it's not good anymore. But they wanted the apples, they wanted to, you know, produce it, cut it up and put it in the grocery stores and, you know, have a longer shelf life. So you can't sell packages of brown apples. So they created an apple that does not brown. So now you don't know when it goes bad, right? Does that sound like a good idea? No. So anyway, there are hundreds of cases of this. It is a case of something that was a really good idea in the beginning. And I know there are arguments about rice and whatnot. And like I said, the idea is good, but the results are sometimes catastrophic. So what do we do to avoid GMOs? Well, oh, and there's more to GMOs. Gosh, there's so much about GMOs. The problem with GMOs is that they're heavily sprayed with glyphosate, i.e. Roundup. So the same company that is actually doing the GMOs and making them is also selling the product that you need to spray on it, because you get all these, super weeds and whatnot. And then they've just needed more and more glyphosate to kill these off. And they actually have to create the seeds to withstand the poison, right? So they don't die. The idea is to kill the weeds and not the plant. But it gets really super scary because they even created the seeds with the poison in them. Again, and you know, and then they're spraying this on your food, and we're eating that. And there's also poison that literally, you know, goes inside the bugs that eat the plants and then explodes and kills the bug. We're eating those things. So how do we avoid this? Yeah, well, you can try to, you know, there are foods that are non-GMO labeled that way. But there's been huge pushback for that. So most things are not labeled, and certainly not your produce. So the only way to protect yourself is to buy organic. By definition, organic means that it cannot be GMO. Now, something can be non-GMO and still not be organic. So you have to know that distinction. But if you're buying organic, you're safe on both counts. Now, some people argue, again, organic's not perfect, right? And that is true, partially because, you know, organic comprises of like 3% of the farmland in this country, very small percent. And the GMO seeds sometimes blow over into the organic farmer's land, and then, you know, it ends up there. And also the stuff that's sprayed, you know, like it goes up in the, you know, for instance, just think about it, the crops that are sprayed with the glyphosate, that a storm comes along, you know, the sun takes that up and then it rains over on the organic farm, right? I mean, it's almost impossible in today's world to have a purely organic plot of, you know, land unless you're growing your own fruits and vegetables in your backyard, which I highly recommend. And I have a friend who's going to teach us how to do it. But anyway, I get ahead of myself. The point is organic worth it? Yes, absolutely. Is it perfect? No, but it's the best thing we got. So I always recommend if you can. And here again is where a tip I have, look at the environmental working groups, Dirty Dozen and Clean 15. I've got a lot of posts on this, so search my archives specifically to, you might need to go to Katie's Healthy Families because this website's rather new. But anyway, all that's there, and I will share with you again. They come out every year with a list, and the Dirty Dozen is really what you want to stay away from, right? There are fruits and vegetables out there that you can buy that aren't organic, and you're fine. And in general, if you're not eating the peel, you don't have to be buying organic. You can think of it that way too, because then you're a little bit protected. But know that you can't just wash off, you know, the residues of, you know, vegetables and whatnot. So I thought I saw something from somebody post. Anyway, so that's my spiel on that. And like I said, I've talked about this multiple times, but I realized I hadn't covered it in this last 30 days. And it's a super simple step that you can take to protect your health. But really, and it applies to all kinds of things, fish, and it's really hard because it's not going to say non-GMO fish. But again, you want to go for live caught fish, sustainably, you know, done. That's also a big thing because there's a lot of over farming going on. But in general, buy organic if you can, because that's the way to protect yourself. Okay, guys, that's your tip of the day. And I'll see you one more time. Well, I'm going to be seeing you. It's not like I'm going away after Breast Health Awareness Month ends. The party will continue, as I said. I'm really looking forward to starting my membership, more details coming forth about that. And of course, I will always be here, and I'm always here for consultations. Just, you won't see me every day in pink. I get to go back to wearing other colored clothes next month. All right, guys, take care. Have a fabulous Saturday and get ready for Halloween. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.